to introduce some basics of Power BI. Then we will proceed with visuals. Then we will conclude the session. So basically, we are going to take only three steps: just building the basic of Power BI, and then visuals, then the conclusion part. So Power BI is a data dashboard tools which allows you to build various kind of dashboard that can produce result real time on the real time basis. And you can see here, I have also written the definition. What it can do, it can connect various kind of softwares, means like Excel, like your PDF file, like SAP, Oracle. So it can connect multiple software in Power BI. And the beauty is whenever we are seeking any dashboard and whenever data is updating, then next time what we need to do, we need to simply refresh our data and your dashboard will get ready. Now, what is happening? Why we need Power BI? Why not Excel? See, whenever we are creating a dashboard in our Excel, what is happening? So, in that case, let's say I have created a dashboard in Excel. So I need to share that Excel file on the Google Drive or on the pen drive or on the system file, whatever the case may be. Then he or she may able to see that dashboard, or the dashboard would not run real time. And that dashboard would also be possible that it will not be connected from any kind of software in backend. But in Power BI, what we need to do, we need to simply share the link. Let's say I have created a dashboard and I have published that dashboard on the server. So what I need to do next time, I need to simply share the link. And let's say I want to get an update in that dashboard. Then what I need to do, I will simply refresh on it and publish the link once again. The link would be same, but dashboard would automatically update, and anyone can see and anyone can update it from the front end, but data would not get updated from the backend because backend is lies with me. So that's how Power BI works. Even other software like Tableau and other dashboard tools work in the similar fashion. So always data lie with the backend team, which is going to make a dashboard. Then we are going to share a link with anyone. Then from that link, what is happening? From that link, anyone can see the dashboard and anyone can see the results. Even if you are allowing to the user to download the working files, so you can do so by using that option. So here I'm going to open my Power BI, and you can see the Power BI desktop is already assembled. Now, whenever you are dealing with Power BI first time, you need to download it from the Microsoft site, and I would recommend you to download 64-bit because 34-bit is now outdated. And even if you are downloading 32-bit, it will pop up a error message that you are using 32-bit. You need to get update. So that's why I have recommended you to download directly 64-bit so that you don't need to download it twice. So I have opened my Power BI. It takes some time because the size of Power BI software is quite heavy, 800 to 900 MB. So it takes time also in downloading. And you can see here we have lots of option to import our reports in this Power BI, like Excel file, SQL Server. And if you will see here, sorry, on the blank report. So here you can see, here we have lots of options like Excel, text, web. We can import the web also. Here we have more options. So now you can see variety of options we have over here, even more than 100 options are available with us. GitHub is also there, LinkedIn is also there. So we can import variety of data from the variety of sources. Now, here I'm going to deal with a case study. Here I'm going to make some visuals, and I will also show this use case. And you can see here I have created a summary table of my visuals in Power BI. And here we have bar chart, line chart, area chart. So visuals generally take 30% understanding of a user, and main part is 70%. 70% is data transformation, means why data transformation is important. Let's understand this thing. Let's say here here is the raw file, and you can presume this is a transformation and this is a final output file. So these are three files. So what is happening over here, let's say your software is producing any report which is large in data set. So whatever information I need to fetch it, I need to make a pivot table, I need to make a chart, I need to do variety of things on it. So then it will become a report. Again, making chart from a pivot table is not quite difficult, but making pivot table from the data is quite little bit difficult from that making chart element. So that's why I generally focus on transformation, but this time we are not going to focus on transformation a little bit, but still I'm going to cover some part of it. So that's why we can make a variety of dashboard like key performance indicator. Without transformation, we can't learn even key performance indicator. And you will see here we have one more tool in Power BI. You can see this is a scatter plot I have already plotted from the Power BI directly. And if I am going to make it full screen, the chart would look like this. It is not a recording, it is not a video. So what is happening over here is what I have created a chart in Power BI. I have published that chart into Power BI software. From that software, what is happening? This software is basically fetching the data directly into PowerPoint, and you can see in the Insert tab here we have Power BI option to fetch out the report from the Power BI server directly. And this report is directly coming from the Power BI server. And if I'm going to make it full screen, and you will see here we have SME segment. And let's say if I'm going to play this, and this chart is looking like this. So this is directly connected with my server. We are going to deal with this chart also in this video. Now, let me just escape it. Now we are going to start with the visuals. And before starting with the visuals, I need to import some data in it. And I have created some raw data over here. I can show you. So here is my raw data. And here I'm going to import three files. Now, why three files are there? I can import only one file. So whenever we are dealing with transformation, you can do transformation directly in Power BI, or you can do the transformation in Excel. Then you can import that Excel. But I would not recommend to do the transformation in Excel. Let's say you are integrating your SAP software to the Tableau or Power BI, any tool you are integrating with that software. Then what is happening over here is, if you are transforming your data to Excel file, then what you need to do, you need to download the report from the SAP, you need to transform it into Excel, then you need to upload into Power BI. So again, a manual intervention is there. But if we are directly transforming the file in Power BI itself, then what is going to happen? So this is SAP, this is Power BI, both are interconnected. So whenever we are going to update the data in SAP, it is automatically going to refresh in this Power BI. So that's how they work in Power BI. So I'm going to import these three files. I am presuming these three files are from the software, and I'm going to simply import this. And all three files are XLS and XLS and XLSS. Now, let's say your file is CSV and text. Then what you need to do, you need to simply get click on this get data and text CSV. But this time I'm importing my simply Excel workbook. So I need to click on this Excel file, import data from Excel. So I'm going to import multiple Excel file, and we have option to import one file at once. So we can't import multiple files in one shot. So we need to import one by one. So I'm going to import my first option, import. Now before importing this, it whenever I'm clicking on importing part, it will open a pop-up window like this. And you will see this is a Power Query window, which is already inbuilt in our Excel. Now let me just show you this. See, whenever we are simply importing our data into Power BI, now what is happening is a new pop-up window is opening, and you can see new pop-up window is here like this. So here we have data, and you can see here we have two options: either either load or transform data. It means whenever we are clicking on this transform data, we can transform our data in Power BI by using two tools. First is Power Query. Whenever we are clicking on this Power transform data, then we are going to we are going to deal with the backend, which is itself a Power Query. And let me just open this transform data, and you can see Power Query is automatically, Power BI is automatically opening this Power Query tool whenever we are clicking on this transform data. And I'm going to simply this click on this close and apply. I'm not transforming my data using Power Query, and simply I'm dealing with close and apply. So whenever I am clicking on this close and apply, what is going to do? It is going to import that data directly into my Power BI. And there is a second option in importing the file. Let me just show you once again. Here I'm going to import my second file. Now you can see the file is here. Now this time I'm not clicking on this transform data. I'm clicking on simply load. So whenever we are clicking on transform data, it is going to open a Power Query tab. But whenever we are not going to click on this transform data, we are going to simply click on this load. So it will open the data directly in my Power BI software. And you can see here we have table view, here we have report view. So we can simply click on this table view, and you can see both tables are here. First table is here, which is imported through Power Query, and you can see it is as same as your Excel view. And the second thing is this is a data uh, which is from the second file. So both files are saving here. Even if you want to see the columns, so you need to simply click on this arrow. And if you are going to see the column of this file, here we have columns. And you can see here we have Sigma symbols automatically inbuilt in this Power BI. It means we can do the calculation only on these columns, not other than these. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply import the third file, which is the last file. So risk matrix I'm going to import. And you can see it is again taking time. Power BI take time first time. So now I'm going to click on this checkbox also, and this file is looking like this. Now I'm going to import this and load. So now you can see in the report view, in the table view, here we have three files. Let me just shrink it. Detailed CA data set, full client, and risk matrix. Both columns are here. So again, we can do the calculation on the risk assessment score. So that's how we can import the data in Power BI. So this is the basic. Now here we have third tab, which is a model view. Whenever we are creating our dashboard, then we need to click on this report view. All visuals are available only in this view. So whenever we are creating a dashboard from the data directly, then we need to click on this report view, which is a dashboard view. Here is table view, which is a DAX view. We generally call it as DAX. So data expression language. This look like your Excel, and the Excel formula, all Excel formula, majority of Excel formula works here, left, right, mid. So I generally do that. And here we have the third view, which is a model view. And here we can build some relationships over here, and you can see it has already built some relationship. So client name is already deal with the, you can see if I'm going to click on this, so here we have client name with link with the client name, and here we have client name link with the client name. Here we have a detailed transactions list. So then that's why it is showing an infinity sign. So it means here we have this is a master data. Here we have unique clients, and here we have a multiple client list in the transaction list. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click this client name with this one. So that's why we can connect all three tables simultaneously. Now, what is happening? when we have click on this relationship view, so client name is linked with the client name. Again, client name is linked with the client name. But now what I want to, let's say, integrate this client name with the client name. So all table will be interconnected. Now you will see the first table is here, client name and client name. You can see many to one relationship is here because this is a transaction data. So here multiple transaction belongs to this client, and here we have one client. So that's why it is showing many to one. So you can build only two relationship in Power BI. First is one to one. Second is one to many. Many to one is a one to many relationship, but you can't build a relationship many to many like VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. So let's say I am putting a VLOOKUP on unique value, it will bring a correct value. But whenever we are putting VLOOKUP on the values which are duplicates or triplicate, then in that case VLOOKUP is going to find out the first one. In the similar fashion here, Power BI does not connect many to many, so it get confused which value should I link with the which value. So that's how we can build a relationship. Many to many is not a good relationship. And click save. So here we have third relationship interconnected. So now our all data, all files are interconnected. Now the beauty of this relationship is, so let's say I am going to import the one Excel file in it. So what is happening over here is I need to bring these columns here and these columns here. So what is going to happen? This file become large and the size of this file become huge. So it will not even update on my refresh button. And we it is also possible that the file size would get heavy, so that we can our dashboard will get delayed in our meetings. So that's how we generally build multiple files in Power BI. So here we have the fourth view, which is a DAX view. Here we can work only with the Copilot, but I'm not using my Office 365 with the Copilot version. So that's why it will not allow me to deal with this. Here we have TMDL view. Here we can write a programming language using our AI model like ChatGPT or uh, Cloud or whatever the case may be. Now, so we can simply ask ChatGPT, just give me a measure for this, and it will in TMDL view. So it will provide the code, and we will simply paste here, and we don't need to write any text language measure, any text language, only and code Power Query. So that's how we can simply incorporate our measures. So now I'm going to coming on table view. Now we're going to start with the visuals. Actually, now I'm going to start with my first visual, which is a matrix. And whenever we are dealing with any visual, we need to always come on this report view. And here we have matrix view. Just click on this. And matrix view is as same as your pivot table. You can see, let me just open my Excel file. Now, if I'm going to create a pivot table from this data, Alt and VT is the shortcut. And you can see the pivot. Why I'm saying pivot table matrix view, because you can see here we have four options: filter, columns, values, and rows. In the similar fashion in of Power BI, here we have matrix view, and you can see rows, columns, values, as well as filter. So here we have four options which allows you to deal with the data like pivot table. So I can simply put any columns in it. Like for example, let's say I want to add my payment status, and you can see payment status is here. So we can increase the size of this also. And you want to let's say you want to increase the size of this. So here we have format tab. So we can format anything on the report view. So let's say I want to increase my column headers. So let's say I'm going to increase it to 25. And you can see the column headers is becoming big. Now I want to increase this row. So I can simply go with the row options. Here we have row headers, and here we have rows options. Yeah, row header is here to increase the size of this row, 25. So that's how it is going to look like. So here we have three options. Since we have put our payment status in row form, so that's why it is showing like this. And if we are using pivot table, so the pivot table would do the same. Let me just show you also. So here I'm going to deal with the payment status. So if I'm putting that payment status in my row, so it is looking like this, the same fashion, which is Power BI showing like this. Now, what I'm going to do, I am going to, let's say, put my invoice amount in the values and invoice amount in the values and like this. So that's how my visual look is going to look like. Let me just remove this. So values are a little bit small. We need to again increase the size of it. So let me just click on this focus mode, and you will see my matrix is going to look like this. So that's how my matrix is going to look like. But I can reduce the size of it. So let's reduce it so that we can understand it better. Just let me just reduce the size of it because it is not giving a good visual. Column headers I'm also decreasing, sorry. Let me just make it to 13. So that's how your matrix view is going to look like. So the beauty is whenever I'm going to click on this page, so it is automatically highlighting and other are a little bit becoming blurry. And if we are putting slicer on it, uh, let's say I want to put a slicer on my client. So here we have visual tab and here we have slicer. It is actually button slicer. We need to put a slicer in it. Here it is. Sorry. See, whenever we are clicking on this matrix view and we are clicking on this second visual, so what is going to do? It is going to update my existing visual, but I need to do a new one. So that's why I am taking slicer here, and here we have slicer. Now I am putting my slicer in client name. Let's say here we have 90 clients in the list, and it is looking like this. Now, why Power BI is important, you will understand in this example. Let's say here we have 90 clients, and if I'm going to click on this button, so my report, all report is automatically updating, which I have not linked anywhere. And why it is working in all the tables? Because of this relationship. So whenever we are updating this matrix view, just because of this slicer, it is updating. And if we are, let's say, putting any graph, let's say I'm going to put a single graph over here. Sorry. So here I'm going to put a line graph. Let's say I'm going to put this time reason in the x-axis and GST amount in the y-axis. So my graph is going to look like this. So it is the graph of not a whole clients. It is just a graph of Brown Walker. Let me just click on other client, and it is automatically updating it. The matrix view is also updating. So that's how visuals works in my Power BI. And you can see what is happening in the visual tab. Whenever we are integrating, whenever we are inserting any visual in Power BI like matrix or slicer or chart, any chart, it is just giving a Excel view. And the second thing is we don't need to link like Excel. So it is automatically updating just on based on one click. And if you will see this partial page, so this partial page, whenever I'm clicking on this partial page, we have click on this. Now the chart is automatically updating. So that's how your chart is going to work. So I have clicked on this total and my full chart is again seen here. Let me just explain this matrix view a little bit more. How matrix view can help you. So in pivot table, we can generally put more things in row form. So let me just try that also. So here we have rows. We can put number of columns in our row. So that's how I'm going to put that here. Let's say here I'm going to put my reason into row. Sorry. That's how it is going to look like. And you can see payment status, reason, and whenever I'm putting both the columns simultaneously, it is looking like this. Partially paid, here we have four reason, unpaid, here we have four reason, and paid, here we have three reasons. So that's how it is giving you a pivot table view once again. Let's say if you want to change the format, pivot table has variety of options. Pivot table has this option tab, and we can change our pivot table view also. Here we have report layout, show in tabular form, show in outline form, show in compact form. So in the similar fashion, here we have matrix view. Matrix view also allow you to do the same things. So let me just show you here. Here we have options. Here we have layout, and here we have in the layout, here we have tabular. So that's how my matrix view is going to look like. And if you want to repeat the row headers, you need to just click on this. See, all options which are available in Excel is all also included in the Power BI, but it may possible that the option may be not there in the home tab, not in the design tab, but whenever we are dealing with the visuals, all options are available in these two tabs only. So that's how any visuals can work in your Power BI. Now I'm going to deal my metrics a little bit more. Let me just show you this. So Power BI metrics can deal with the expansion and collapsing, but here we have measures also which metrics can take care. Let me show you what is measures actually and what is inserting a column in my Power BI. So basic things whenever we are going to understand, then only we can build a dashboard. See, Power BI is nothing. Power BI, what Power BI is actually, whenever we are, let's say, we are taking Excel, we are taking Power Query, even we are taking the third thing, which is a Power Pivot. We are integrating three things simultaneously. Then our 70% of Power BI is ready. So we have learned Excel, that is good. We have learned about Power Query, which is already available in Power BI. Power Pivot is nothing, just this relationship view is your Power Pivot in Excel. So that's how we can learn all the things. Though that's how it is just extension of your Excel, not a new tool. So now I'm going to explain how we can add new column, how we can add new measure, and what is the difference between these two. Let's say I want to find out my taxable amount. Actually, this is not an invoice amount. This is a taxable amount. So why it is a taxable amount? So build hour multiply by rate per hour. So it is becoming invoice amount. And we are going to add GST in it. So it will become invoice amount. We need to just rename it to the taxable amount so that we can find out the real invoice amount. So that's how it is it is becoming my taxable amount. Now I'm going to insert a new column which is invoice amount. So new column is whenever we are fetching value one by one, means let's say I'm talking about first row. In this case, invoice amount is what? Invoice amount is taxable amount plus GST. In the second example, invoice amount is what? Again taxable amount plus GST. So whenever we are finding value one by one, in that case, we need to insert new column always. So here I'm going to deal with the new column. Here we have table, here we have new columns, and here we have new measures. So both things are very important whenever we are dealing with the charts, Power BI visuals. So here we have new column, and this time I am giving a new column name. So now here it is showing column equals. It means whenever I'm going to replace this column and type anything, it means it will become a column name. So I'm going to put invoice amount. So invoice amount would be what? It is just think about Excel. So how we will calculate it? This taxable amount plus GST amount. So that's how taxable amount plus GST amount. And you can see it is taking one by one and just press enter. So that's how invoice amount is reaching taxable amount plus GST amount. So this is a new column. How you can insert? I have shown you. Just go to one table tool and insert a new column. Now, what is measure? Measure is, let's say I want to add this invoice amount and find out one single value, means what are the net turnover of my company, what is the GST payable for my company if we are dealing with these transactions. It means we want a single value from all the transactions. And in Excel, we generally calculate measure like this: sum function. Sum function would do what? Sum function find out only a single value, right? Now, in count function, again, it is going to deal with the one value. So I'm going to deal with the new measure and I'm going to find out the total invoice amount. And here you will see new measure. Again, I'm going to replace this measure name with the total invoice amount. Total invoice amount. So now I'm not giving space deliberately. Even you want to put a space, you can put it, but I am not putting it. So here I'm going to point out the total invoice amount. So we can find out by using sum invoice amount. So it is going to find out the sum and just click outside anywhere. See, it is evaluating and it is showing this black symbol. It means the error is not here. Measure is correct. And you will see here, my new measure is here, but you will see report view. Measure is not here. Design view, measure is not here. Dex, measure is not here. TMDL, measure is not here. We can only see the measures only in the data tab over here, which is this. A calculator option itself tells it is a measure. So we can transfer any measure from this table to this table, and we can transfer only and only when both tables are interconnected. In this case, our table are already interconnected because of the relationship. So now I'm going to transfer this measures into a one single table, so that we can find out easily, because we are going to deal with the variety of visuals over here. So here we have, let's say, I'm going to make a new table in the this tab. So here I'm going to insert enter data. I'm going to click on it. So enter data allows me to insert a new table which is not already there. So just I'm putting this table name as measures summary table. So what this new table will do? New table will just accumulate all the measure into one. So we don't need to find out all the measure in the search tab. Just load. And you can see this time here we have 4 tables, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you will see my folder. Here we have only 3 files. So the fourth one is directly coming in my Power BI. Now I need to simply click on this measure, and I need to transfer this measure into this one. I need to uncheck this. I think I have changed my matrix view. I don't want to do that. Here it is. Now I want to transfer this measure. I'm just clicking on it, and you will see here it is showing measure tool. So I want to transfer this into measure table, and you can see this home table means where this measure is right now. This measure is in my table of detailed CA database, but I don't want that. I want to transfer this measure into measure summary table. Why I'm doing it? Because sometimes whenever dealing with Power BI, data become heavy. data become large. So in that case, we generally transfer all the measure into new table so that we can find out those measure easily, even without searching. And you can see my measure has gone from here, but in this new table, measure is here. Now I don't need this column. I can simply delete this, delete from model, just delete. And I need to delete this visual. And now visual is here, but again, we are not able to check the measure value, but matrix can handle that. Let's say instead of this sum of taxable amount this time, we have taken a column over here, but I'm not taking this. This time I want what? I want a measure, which is here total invoice amount and values. And you can see we have calculated only single value based on this measure, but matrix view is automatically expanding all the things. So that's how matrix view can give you one more benefit with the measures. So whenever you are creating a measure, let's say now next time you want to click on anything, so you don't need to put the column. Even let's say column is not there, or you don't want to add the column into your data. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to simply add new measure, and the column will automatically add in this matrix view. So that's how the matrix view can take care of this measures. Here we have third option is drill down with column headers. Now, if you will click on this matrix view, here we have a drill down. Let's say I'm clicking here and just clicking on this drill down arrow. Actually, this is on report view, tabular view. So what it does basically, whenever let's say we are shifting my matrix view to the compact view once again, so what it will do, it will simply hide all the rest of the entries which is not related to our model. So let's say I am selecting my east region, so it will hide all rest of the entries like west, north, south. So that's how it can deal with the drill down options. And here we have a fourth option is subtotal and grand total. Again, this is a just a like child of a pivot table, so it has the ability to deal with the pivot tables. So this is a matrix, the first visual of your Power BI, a basic visual of your Power BI. Now, generally we take more time in my matrix because matrix builds a basic in Power BI visuals. So now I'm just shrinking it. Now I'm going to deal with the second option, which is table view. Table view is here, and you can see this is a matrix view, a blue liner, and this is a table view. The table view and matrix view is the same, but you will see here is no option to add calculations, columns, sorry, rows and filters. So just this is a group by function of your Excel. So let me just add the client name, and you can see client name is here, and it is going to look like this. And if I'm going to add GST amount here, and it is going to simply add my GST amount, you can see here is my invoice amount and here is my GST amount. But it is not this feature is not allowing you to expand my data into columnar form, but matrix view can do that. So this is the only difference between these two. Just row form was not there. It is a group by function of your Excel. It is a pivot table function of your Excel. So this is two difference, and all rest of the chart is quite easy. Let me just insert this line chart, and here we have again x-axis, y-axis, and here we have secondary y-axis. If we are putting similar fashion in the Excel, so we have three options. X-axis means where you what you want to put in the horizontal form. Let's say I want to put horizontal form means in the segment. Let's say I am taking segment in the horizontal form, and in the y-axis I generally take my calculation part. So here I'm, let's say, taking invoice amount in the y-axis. So that's how it is going to look like this. It means SME sector is generating highest revenue. Corporate sector is generating lowest amount in my case, in my database. So this is a line chart, and you can insert variety of charts. So I'm not going to cover that or all the charts over here. I'm going to cover interesting chart which are not available in my Excel file. So this is my second chart. Now let me just insert my third chart, which is a card option, which is not there in my Excel file. Now you will see here we have my card. Now you can see like card option generally allows you to enter only single values, and it has only field option. It means whenever you are able to do the calculation on any column, then this that column you need to only enter here. Let's say I want to put my total sales amount in it. Here we have annual turnover of each clients. So let's say I want to put that column here. So it is just showing me 90 because 90 clients are there, and it is not a calculation column. So I know I don't need to enter this. Even I can take some other column. Let's say invoice amount I can take once again. So here is the amount, and which is again equal to this 5829 million, 5829 million. So this is a card view. Now what card view generally does? Now whenever we are taking, let's say, 4 5 card, and we are simply plotting it like this, and we are doing formatting, and let's say we are putting slicer in it, so it will look like a dashboard. So let's say here we have one card, and is here I'm going to insert a new card once again. Here it is. So I'm going to add this time GST amount, and GST amount is this. Okay. Now let's say I'm adding slicer here. So here is my slicer. Now, if I am going to put anything, let's say product name, I'm this time taking as slicer. So here we have 5 options in the product name. Now this card will provide you a real-time information based on this slicer audit service. So all information has been updated directly. Taxation service. Again, this card view is helping you to update that. So this card view is providing only single information, but again it is a very dynamic option, but which is not directly available in Excel. We generally use cell to use that. So that's how you can use the card option, which is second visual of, sorry, third visual of your Power BI. So we have covered three visual till yet. Any question from this three visual may be entertained? Okay, now we are going to deal with the fourth visual, which is KPI card. KPI card is little bit tricky card, and what it does, it basically allows you to map the previous month or to track something else which is lying, which is parallelly dealing with my data. Let's say, for example, for this month, my quantity sold is 10,956, but the for the previous month, my quantity sold was 10,870. It means the card is automatically becoming green. It means it is saying we have achieved higher quantity sold from the last month. So that's how your KPI indicator deals with uh, in Power BI. So how we are going to deal with? Let me just start with KPI indicator here. So here I'm going to insert a KPI indicator. Here we have KPI. Now this is a KPI indicator, and KPI indicator, whenever we are dealing with KPI indicator, we need to enter three things in it. Here we have values, here we have trend axis, and here we have target. Let's say you are preparing budget or actuals. In that case, you can simply put budget over in the target and actuals in the trend axis. uh, so that's how you can simply take the advantage of budget and actual. But I'm going to compare, in my case, what I'm going to compare my current month sale with the previous month sale. So that's how I'm going to showcase this use case. So here I'm going to put my, let's say, uh, taxable amount in the value, and trend axis I'm going to show you invoice date. Now you will see some value is coming over here, and this value is not even telling with this one, this one, this one. Now what this value is saying to you, let me just explain this, how KPI indicators show the value, how KPI indicators deal with the variety of sources. So let me just do some transformation in my data, and you will see this is my table view. Actually, I have clicked on this Mesa, so that's why table view is not loading. I need to click on this. Now, what I'm going to do, you will see here we have invoice date. Now, what I'm going to do, I am going to find out those date, means I want to find out every month. Let's say in the September 24, which transaction is lying and what is the total of that September 24. For this transaction will fall into May 25. Here you will see here we have 3 years, 23, 24, and 25. So 3 years we have multiple transactions are there. So I'm going to find out a start of the month so that we can understand this KPI indicator. So I'm going to insert a new column which is the start of the month. And this function is not there in your Excel uh, tool. So I'm going to find out the start of the month. Here we have start of the month. Direct function is there in Excel. We generally what we generally do, we use EO month. So start of the month. Here it is asking me the argument which is a dates. So what I need to enter, what I need to enter invoice date here, invoice date. And now this time I am simply checking my months. So I'm taking month. So here it is. Actually, this invoice date is not day format. I need to take into day format. And instead of this month, I need to take day because I'm checking day wise, not month wise. And now you will see if I've entered this date, means I am checking every single date here. And you will see the start of the month of this date is 1/9/24, 25 1/5 25. So that's how every date is line is fetching my start of the month. So now let me just format it, just click on this, and in the column tools you will see here we have data type. See, whenever we are clicking on any column, so new two option would be there to deal with that column. So Power BI is good in that. So I'm going to simply take this, not date and time. I'm going to take my date this time. So that's how I can take my dates. And again, if you want to format into something else, let's say I'm taking a DDMM Viva format, and here we have DDMM Viva format. So for this use case, my start of the month is this. For this use case, my start of the month is this. So now I can simply put my this matrix form. I want to show you what KPI indicator, uh, how KPI indicator show you the value. So here I'm going to insert a new matrix, and let me just expand this. I'm going to put start of the month here in the rows, and in the here I'm going to put my GST amount here. Sorry, not in the column, in the values. Here it is. Now I'm going to spend this 25. It is showing me quarter, but you can see I can delete anything. Let's say I don't want quarter. I want March. I want simply months. And you will see in the June, here we have only one date because we have already fetched out start of the month of every date. So it means every transaction which is lying in the June 25 is already been here. Now I'm going to insert my KPI card, and I'm going to explain how KPI card is fetching the values. So this is a total GST, and you will see the value is matching from here also 1.12 million, 1.12 million. Now I'm going to insert a KPI card. Here we have KPI. This green and red symbol shows KPI. And KPI takes three things: value is GST, amount, and trend axis is start of the month. Now you will see how KPI card generally fetch the values. KPI card always fetch the last value from the bucket. So whenever we are creating any metrics, any date is there. So if we are not putting start of the month, so whatever is the last date in my data, so KPI always fetch that thing in my KPI indicator. Now, why it is not becoming green or red? Because we have not put anything in target. Let's say I am putting the same thing in my GST amount in the target. So what is going to become happen here? And you will see here we have goal, same thing, and we are comparing same thing with the same thing. It is becoming green. So zero and above zero will already become green. And if we are putting anything lesser than this value, it will automatically become red. So that's how it is helping you. But now how we can put that single value 95643 here. Now we need to understand a little bit tricky function in Power BI, which is quite difficult to understand, which is calculate. So what calculate does? Let's say I am putting any filter here. Let's say I am putting on the advisory service, and you will see all values in the matrix, in the charts, in the single card, in this matrix, in this KPI. Everything is changing. Now whenever we are putting calculate function, what calculation function does? So calculate function disable these kind of tools. So here I'm going to put a new function. I'm going to take a new thing, which is a calculate. So calculate remove all the filters, all the slicers, and calculate the value accordingly. So here I am going to put a new measure, which is a total GST amount. Then I'm going to use a calculate. I will tell you why I'm using total GST amount over here. So here I have created this total invoice amount. Now I am going to insert one more measure, which is a total GST amount. So here I'm going to add total table tools, new measure. This time I'm saying it as total GST amount. And you will see in the previous example, I have not taken space. Now this time I'm taking space. So as per your convenience, you can change the name of your measure. So I'm going to use the sum function and GST amount. So here is the new measure. And since my cursor is on this table, so my new measure is added in this table. But I don't want to add my measure in this table. So what I will do, I will transfer this measure from here to here. So simply I will click on this measure in the between, and we can simply change this home table to measure summary table. So that measure will go from there to here, and you will see two measures are here now. Now I'm going to put a new function, which is calculate. Let's say I want to find out previous month dates, and previous month date can be find out by using calculate. Why calculate? Because it will remove all the filters. Let's say you have put the is function. So maybe it may be possible that the transaction is not there for the east. So it will remove the it will remove the filter of east. So that's how it is going to deal with the Power BI tools. So now I'm going to put new measure, which is calculate. So let's say in the table tools, I'm going to insert a new measure. I'm saying it as previous month, or we can say it as previous start date. Previous month start date, we can say it as. Why we are doing this? Because we want to insert a KPI, because we are going to compare current revenue with the previous month revenue. So that's how KPI card going to deal with. So now here I'm going to insert a new measure, which is a previous month start date. I'm going to use calculate. So it will remove all the filters. Now here we have expressions. Expressions is a technical terms in Power BI. We generally call it as measures. So it only deals with the measure. So it remove the filter from the measures only, not from the columns. So we have already created our measure GST amount. And if you don't want to create this GST amount, you can simply put that function which we have put in the GST amount, which is a sum equal to GST amount. So we can put that thing here. So I'm going to use GST measures, which is a total GST amount, comma, and we need to remove this filter. For this filter, we need again a tricky function which is a date add. Now, what date as does? So date as allows you to move the data from the move the given set of dates by the specific interval. This is a tricky part. Sometimes we need to cram it because we are simply fetching the transaction from the previous month for the current month. And here we have dates. Dates is nothing, just an invoice date. Sorry, start of the month, comma, and we need to find out number of intervals. Number of interval means where do you want to go? You want to go to the previous month, you want to go to the current month. So if you want to go to the next month, we need to enter +1. And if you want to lie on the current month, we need to enter 0. And for the previous one, we need to enter -1. And here we have, I'm putting -1. And here I'm going to put month because I'm switching my month this time, month, and close the parentheses for date add and close the parentheses for this calculate. So this measure is a little bit tricky for the KPI indicator. So that's how it's going to deal with the previous month start date. I'm going to again switch this previous month start date into this measure table. Just click in between, and here we have measure summary table. Now here we have three measures in Power BI. I'm going to put that thing in my target, and you will see my revenue has decreased. And let me just expand this. So now you will see the previous month revenue was 61.53 and current month revenue is only 10.46k. And if I'm going to switch on this back to report, you will see current month revenue is 10.46 and previous month is 6.53. So that's why it is already becoming red. And if you are taking, let's say, this April month, May month, so it is becoming green this time because my previous month revenue is a little bit lower and current month is high. Now, why it is not showing gold? Because we have clicked on this. But if we are putting slicer and we are taking, we are deliberately removing the single column like this. Let's say we have 12 columns and then we are removing the last one. So it is going to take the 11th one as the last one. So that's how your KPI indicators works. It generally compare the target thing with the actuals. So here we have target is the previous month and we are comparing that thing with the current month. So that's how KPI generally works. Till now, we have covered five visuals. So first is matrix, table. The third thing is single card, KPI card, and the line charts. Now we are going to deal with some more visuals over here. See, this now we are going to deal with two AI visuals this time. So for this, I'm going to insert a new page. Now, what is happening if we are inserting a new page in this Power BI? We need to understand this basics also. Whenever we are inserting new page, it means our dashboard will have two pages. First page will look like this, which is again looking like a dashboard, and the second page will look like this. Even if I'm going to export this into PDF, let me just export this. Here we have export options. The Power BI has get updated. Files, export. Here we have export as PDF. All options are there, and you will see my dashboard is looking good. Even we can simply put a yellow color or whatever the color maybe you want. So this dashboard is going to look like this. We need to just assemble the things and the boxes according to their position, and the dashboard will looks good. But if this dashboard will in the PDF is not a real time dashboard, if we are clicking on anywhere other than these options, so it will not update. Now let's say if we are on the page 2, I need to reduce the size. Now, if I'm creating page 2 and again exporting my PDF, now what will happen? My PDF will show two pages. First is the first page dashboard, and second is the second page dashboard. So I can create multiple dashboard. Let's say on the third page, I can take the map visual. So it will show the map geographical tools. So that's how we can build multiple pages dashboard in our Power BI. Now I'm going to deal with the AI visuals. Why I'm saying AI visuals? If you will see this here we have bars and columns, lines and area, and below to all this, here we have AI visuals. Now I'm going to deal with two visuals over here, which is decomposition tree, and the second is Q&A. Here we have decomposition tree. Decomposition tree is just nothing, just a hierarchy model of your PowerPoint or Word file. So here you will see, here we have this option. So this is again a symbol of hierarchy. Here what I'm going to analyze, let's say I want to analyze my GST amount or anything. Let's say this time I'm not analyzing GST amount, I'm analyzing my taxable amount. So my taxable amount is looking like this. And let me just put my explain by. So here I'm going to put my payment status. So I have put only single column, so that's why it is showing single line. Let me just put the second column also. Let just say client name. Sometimes it shows problems in my visuals. Now I have put my client name, but nothing is there. Let me just magnify this. And now this time you will see here we have sum of taxable amount, and which is 52410,126.68, and you will see here we have plus sign, which is again have a feature to expand this. Since we have added two columns in the right side, which is a payment status and the client name, if I'm going to click on this, so now it is saying payment status you want to spend, yes. And you will see in this taxable amount what we have done, only the partial paid amount is this, unpaid is this, paid is this. Now if you want to, let's say, expand only the single one, let's say I want to analyze what I want to analyze unpaid amount, who is not paying my money. So unpaid amount, and let's say I'm analyzing client name. So these clients, top 10 clients are there which is not paying my money. So I need to focus on these 10 clients only. If we are going to increase the size of it, so it will automatically expand the client sequence. And you will see here we have scroll options to see more names here. Since there are 90 clients, so it is showing all 90 clients here, but in the ascending orders. So this major chunk is belongs to this Santiago client. So that's how this AI visuals works over here. Let me just close it. So now this time I'm going to cover this question and answer. This is a very, very beautiful chart here. Now I can create any chart using question and answer. Let's say here I am putting Q. And I need to increase the size of this window. Yes, here it is, question and answer. Now I need to ask anything and it will create that visual for me. Let's say I want to find out my data as per client name. So I want to find out, let's say, GST amount, total of GST amount as per client name. So total of GST, GST amount is not showing here. GST amount. Here it is. So here I'm putting GST amount, and you can see it is automatically showing me single card. Now I'm saying as per client name. And you will see now this time the chart has changed accordingly as per my question. So it is just a AI visual. What is it is doing? Let me just put some more thing in it. Let's say in instead of this client, let's say I want to put segment. So now this time segment is showing, and expand. Even it is saying segment east region. Now we are putting second filter in it, east region. So now you will see showing result for GST amount, sales segment each region. We can simply put this, and we can remove this, and this chart is going to look like this. Again, now what is the beauty of this? If we are creating a dashboard and we are creating a pivot table, or sorry, we are going to create a PowerPoint. Now our user will simply ask the question from this. PowerPoint chart is going to update from this question directly. So this is the beauty of Power BI. This AI visual will allow you to update the PowerPoint directly from the Power BI itself. So this is again a beauty feature of your Power BI. And let me just export this once again. Export, export to PDF. Now you will see this time we have two pages. Number one, the previous dashboards, and the second is here we have this. Now I'm not covering coloring and formatting, increasing the font. You can check those things by using Google or AI model. So I'm simply covering what visual does in what circumstances. So here I'm going to close this. So I'm going to insert the new page, and I'm going to cover my one more visual here, which is scatter plot. Here we have scatter plot, and I'm going to insert this. Now, why I'm going to cover this scatter plot? If you will see, here we have lots of option. It means this option is again available in your Excel file, but the main difference is on that Excel file, we can only take two-way scatter plot, 2D scatter plot, but in Power BI, we can create 5D scatter plot, 6D scatter plot. Means, let's say here I am putting values of, let's say I'm simply I'm simply putting first x-axis. Let's say I'm putting my invoice amount in x-axis and GST amount in my y-axis. So now my data is going to look like this: invoice amount and GST amount. So scatter plot we generally plot only when we have two values to compare simultaneously. But you can see this dot is not showing anything. But here we have four options: 1, 2, 3, 4. Little bit lines are there, which is means showing quadrant. And this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. It means it is lying in the third quadrant. Means GST amount is not good, and invoice amount is also not good. with the average. This line is regarding with the average, so it means both the things are below with the average. But let's say if I'm putting client name or anything, let's say payment status, or let's say reason I'm taking this time. Here we have, let's check this in the risk matrix what we have. Let's say industry I'm taking this time. Industry is not the column which we have taken till yet, so I'm going to take the industry in the values, and you will see here we have how many industries are there. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven industries are there, and this chart is becoming 3D now. So one information is there, second information is here, and the third information is here. Means which industry is very very good. And if I'm going to click on this, education industry is giving me highest money till yet, and you can see the sum of invoice amount, sum of the GST amount if I'm going to click on it. And if you want to, let's say, check any more values in it, let's say you want to check any information, you can simply add that thing into
So guys,
this tooltip. And let me just show you that also, payment status in the tooltip. And now it is showing first payment status. So there are three payment status in that list: paid, unpaid, or partially paid. So even you can change this. So you want summarization by first payment status or last, or whatever the case may be, and you will see it is summarizing my data like this. So first payment status was in the data of, so for first payment status was paid in my data, so that's why it is showing paid graph now. So this information is belongs to all information, means all segment paid, unpaid, or partially paid. But now here it is showing most of the payments are paid. Again, four dimension chart. Now this time here we have paid, here we have paid, paid. So paid information is here. So that's how this is showing four information. Basically, tooltip is nothing, just adding one more information which is not linked with chart. Just a short note or the short diary, you can say it as. So now I'm going to put the size, which is the fifth argument. Let's say I want to change the size of the bubble. So here we have taxable amount. I'm going to put the taxable amount in the size, and you will see, oh, actually my data is quite small. So if your data will becoming if your data is large, I have only 200 transaction in my data, so that's why the size is little bit equal. You will see this is still looking large circle, it is looking small circle. So means here we have lowest taxable amount, you can see the amount 66,000, sorry, 66 lakh 42,000, and here we have 105 lakhs. So that's how the fifth information is here. Means we can plot multiple dimension information here, but in Tableau software, one more feature is there to change these shapes also. But in this Power BI, we don't have option to change the shape. If you want to change the shape, here we have an option which is get more visual. So you can take add-in, you can take any third-party tool to get to change the shapes of these bubbles, which is not directdirectly in my Power BI file. Now I'm going to integrate this chart directly in my PowerPoint. Now I want to just check. Here we have play axis also. So play axis, one more information is there. We can put means six dimension chart. Here we have first dimension, second dimension, size is the third dimension, and circle means is again fourth dimension. Now we are going to put the fifth dimension, which is a play axis. Means let's say if I'm putting a product name in the play axis, so now it will become a video. So here it is showing me taxation service for the first product, because it is the highest highest revenue generating product for me. And you will see the second product, advisory service, audit service, compliance, consulting, taxation. So first is taxation, second is advisory, third audit, fourth compliance, consulting. So that's why it is made my chart into ascending order. A video is now there with the 5 dimension chart. Now I can simply plot this chart into PowerPoint directly. How? And you will see here we have option to publish this whole dashboard in PowerPoint. You can simply say see this publish, and you will see I am using free tool of Power BI. It means if you are downloading Power BI desktop and you are creating account from the company ID, not from the Hotmail ID, not from the Outlook ID, you can simply publish your data to Power BI, and this publish option is available only in 365, not lower than this model. Now simply I'm going to publish on it, and it is saying you need to save your data first. I am going to save it. So Power BI takes time because of the size. I need to save it on the desktop. Let's say I'm going to save as browse this device. And this time I'm saving it as, even it is showing me this one, even let me slow this. I am taking it as, let's say, dashboards. Save this. Now the name of the file has been changed to Untitled to dashboards. Now I'm going to again publish this. Now it is saying here it is your workspace. So here we have semantic tools, here we have report tools. You don't need to understand this. You can simply call it as server also. So here I'm going to select my space, my workspace, and select. Now it is publishing my data to my server, and you can see this is my server, and I can simply open my server from here directly. Now you can see my charts. This is my first, last chart. Again, the same thing. And on the cloud, we are here now. We have left our Power BI, and here we have page 2, and it is again preparing for the push Q&A. It is again update. Will update from my question and answer, and you can simply say, let's say, GST amount. Again, here we have total of GST amount as per reason. So here reason we have, again the chart is changed, and you will see that Power BI is also updating with the reason. But you will see we have updated the server. We have simply published the server, but you will see it is updating not. No, it is not updated. Why it is not updated? Because this report is published to the server, and you will see it is a east region, and here we have only as per region. So that's how server is dealing with the existing data which is already saved. Now this report is again not saved. What we need to do to update the server, we need to again republish it to the server. So now here we have a third page, which is page 1, which we have created. Here we have met table view, line chart, slicer, card, KPI. So all tools are here. Now we can simply publish this. Let's say I'm going to page 3 and click on this, copy. Now, let's say I'm opening my new PowerPoint file. Let's say new PowerPoint file, PowerPNT. Paste it over here. Sorry. I'm going to insert this Power BI. So now what it's going to do, it is going to simply fetch my data from the server directly to here. Now it is saying switch to work account. You can't use personal ID here whenever you are dealing with the Power BI. And one more thing we need to note here is whenever we are logging one ID in Power BI, the same ID should be appearing in this Power point option. Here I'm going to click OK. Now it is asking me ID, the same ID I'm logging in. Now it is saying which URL you want to paste it. Even you can click on this dashboard and you will see here we have insert tab. Now this is here, dashboard page number 3. And if I'm going to present this, now this is going to look like this. And it is saying real time live data directly fetching through public server. And if I'm going to click on this, see now this time PowerPoint is working. Excel file is integrated with Power BI. Power BI is integrated with the server. Server is providing data to the PowerPoint. Now, next time, what we need to do, we need to simply refresh our dashboard in Power BI, republish it, and it will automatically update. So, this is the trick. This is how you can import anything into PowerPoint. Sorry, here it is. I need to put escape key. Now, close this. I'm not saving this. Now let me just show you one more thing in here, which is a summary of all the visuals. I have created it. This is the last use case actually. So what I have done, here is my client data. Now I'm showing you my Excel files. So in the client, here we have client name, industry, in which industry the client is dealing with, head office, employee count means how many employees are there in in this company, and what is the annual turnover of that company. Again, a master data is here, and there are 90 clients here. 90 clients. Let's close this. And a second file is showing, it is already open. So here we have client name. This is a transaction file actually. So that's why it is showing 200 entries. Service type, what kind of service the client is taking from us, and what is the product service, what is the reason, what are the segments, what is the bill hour. We generally build based on the bill hour. What is the rate per hour? What are the amounts, invoice amount? Again, this is not invoice amount, this is a taxable amount, GST rate, GST amount, invoice date, payment status. But why invoice amount or taxable amount both columns are not coming here? Because we have transformed those columns only in Power BI, not directly here. Now if we will change this anything, and it will automatically update. Let's change this to 150 and save this. Close this. Now let's see whether Power BI is updating or not. So we need to again click on this. It is not updated till yet. Now we need to click on this home and we need to simply refresh it. And you can see I don't need to link my data once again. 141 becomes 150 directly. Even our chart values, dashboard, everything has got updated based on our scenario. Now, and the third table I'm going to show you is risk matrix. Here we have only two columns, means whenever we are dealing with a new client, we generally do the risk assessment of that client. So in this case, McDaniel generally preserved 3.5 rating, which is not good. Highest is the Cooper Carey. So 9.5 means in the payment and all the things are very, very good in this client. So that's how we are dealing with three side of data set. Now, why I'm showing these three data set to you, because I have created a summary table which I want to explain it to you over here is this. Now I have created all charts, all basic charts here. and you will simply say in the bar chart what you need to do. You need to put in the bar chart, you need to put annual turnover and industry. It will automatically say a bar chart. It will automatically create a bar chart. So I have created column number, column name, summary here. In the line chart, you need to put invoice amount, invoice date, and reason. So it will automatically become line chart like this. Area chart again is a covering chart, and let me just show you the area chart. Here is this is the area chart which shows the coverage area. Here we have two type of areas. Even this is a normal area, this is a stacked area, this is a 100% stacked area. So that's how we can deal with the area. Here we have pie chart, donut chart, scatter plot. I have showed you because a scatter plot is a new thing in Power BI and other software which can deal with multi-dimension charts. I have shown you 5D chart over here. Here we have Gwage, which is a chart is like this. Here we have Gwage. What it generally does, let me just enter some data in it. And here we have values and maximum and minimum values. So what it does, basically, it is a like a speedometer. Basically, it will build this chart like this. So whenever the value will come to the maximum, so it will show the arrow like this. And whenever value is not coming to the maximum, though, so value is going to appear here. So that's how your boy is going to deal with KPI card. I have covered. See, most of the complicated chart in the video I have covered. Card is basically simple information, basic information table I have covered. Group by function of this. And here we have funnel chart. Funnel chart is basically lead to funnel. And let me just show you the image of that funnel also. Here it is. Here it is. Funnel chart is again like highest information, little information, and what it's asked from you. So it basically asks category values. Let me just put the categories. Categories is segment, and value is let's say GST amount. So that's how you can see. This is a funnel chart. Means retail sector is high in the GST amount. SME is the secondary one. Institutional is the third one. Corporate is the fourth one. So this is the funnel chart. And here we have search bar. And I have showed you Q&A. So Q&A and the search bar is almost the same. Slicer I have showed you, and map. Now dealing with the map visual, which is on here. Here it is. So whenever we are dealing with any kind of map visual, we need to add latitude and longitude in our data. So that's only can build help you to build these kind of data. But that information is not in my data right now. So I can't show you this kind of chart. But if the data would be there, so it will automatically integrate that latitude and longitude with your data, and it will simply help you to allow to make the new chart, which is a new visual, which is a map visual. So that's how it is last visual, which is map. So we have covered lots of things over here. Now to sum up what we have done, we have covered a basic thing, which is a Power BI. We generally import to concluding the session means we have covered lots of things. Like we have covered basic of Power BI, how to import the data. Importing means importing can be done either through directly to the DAX, means in the table form like this, and by clicking on load. And if you are clicking on transform, the report will go into the Power Query. Again, we can transform data from there. Again, there are some disadvantage and the advantage with the line with the Power Query. Whenever we are learning advanced Power Query, we need to learn import. Here we need to learn the DAX function. DAX function is nothing. DAX function is just a mirror image of your Excel. So some function are not there, some function are here, but still I have created a list of this. Most common function of this DAX function is here. So in the DAX, here we have some average main count. So all function are already available with Excel, again the same thing. Here we have if and or. Excel view is here, and here we have ABS, again the same thing is here. But these are the function which are not in there in your Excel. Total YTD, total MTD, we need to calculate using by pivot table or EOD and EO month. So variety of tools we need to use in that. So that's how we can deal with this Power BI, Power Query. And we have covered lots of tools like, so we have covered one more thing is in the Power BI is tree map. So tree map is nothing, just a square box which take the area. Like, let me show you that also. So here's my tree map. You will see this blue one is a bigger one. So it means it would have a highest information. And let me just change this tree map. And it is same category and values. And let's say category I'm adding, let's say here I'm adding small things I'm adding, the reason I'm adding, and values. For values I'm taking taxable amount. If you can't find anything, you can simply search here and you will see East region has highest revenue. South is, you can see the value is a little bit bigger, 177, 129, the third one 125, and the fourth one 91. The lowest one would always will lie on the right side. The smallest one always will the highest one would always keep on the left side, on the top side. So that's how it is a tree map. And we have dealt with the matrix visual. So matrix visual is work like a pivot table. We have deal with the matrix advanced things, like we can deal with the measures. We can drill down. We can add subtotals and grand total like a pivot table feature. We have dealt with table which is just a group by function of your Excel. We have deal with the charts. We have deal with the KPI cards, comparing with actuals with the budgets, or comparing current month with the previous month, current year with the previous year. So that's how decomposition tree we have dealt with. Here we have dealt with Q&A. Here we have dealt with scatter plot, real time live data with the uh, Power Queries, Power BI server. And the last is a cheat sheet I have created for all the charts. You will simply put these formulas. And even one more thing which I can cover is here we have TMDL. Now TMD, in the TMDL, let's say you are new to Power BI and you don't know how to you can create the measure. What you can do in that case, you can simply upload all the columns onto any AI model, only the columns, not the data. So you can simply upload the columns and you will simply ask from the AI, let's just give me this measure. Let's just give me total GST amount, total taxable amount, and you want to put any measure, or if you want to give a trial, what you can do, just say to any AI model, just suggest me some measures. Then it will in the TMDL view, so it will give you some coding. You need to paste it here and your measure will automatically create it. So this is the cheat sheet. So this is it from my side.